Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Lisa P Crafts, and in this video I'm going to show you how I decorate my Christmas tree. So hopefully it gives you guys some ideas, maybe some tips, and my theme is nature's glam. Yep, going with like red berries and glitter. Since interesting, I thought I would try something different. So every year my tree gets a different theme. This is a 9-foot slim tree. It is 6 years old. I got it at Home Depot in Canada. This year I have added on an extra string of lights, 300 lights. It's a string that I got from Walmart. And my tree is actually two different colors of lights. They're both yellowy, but one is brighter than the other one. So I don't know if anybody would be able to notice. Can you guys tell? I'm hoping nobody notices. But once I have it all decorated, I'm sure you won't be able to tell. So what I am going to start with is my berry garland. Okay, I got my berry garland in. What it is grape vine garland with the berries in it. So it's not, obviously it's not real. And I tried to put it a little deeper into the tree rather than it just sitting on the front branches. I lifted up some of the branches you can see there and shoved it in a bit. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is my ribbon. So this is the ribbon I think I'm going to be using. My tree colors are red, champagne gold, which is a light gold. It is not yellowy gold, and some silver. And then I've also got some clear, little bit of whitish type ornaments. But I am going to be going with these ribbons, I think. I'm going to at least try them. So this is a gold, well, champagne gold, glittery mesh ribbon, and I got it at Michael's. It is 2.5 inches by 20 feet, and I have 2 rolls of it. This one here is a darker silver, maybe almost a pewter color. It is from Michael's from a few years ago in the States. And I have 2 rolls of it. It is 2.5 inches by 25 feet. Notice there is less ribbon than there used to be. This one is from Michael's in Canada this year. This one is from Michael's in the US a few years ago. And then this one here is champagne gold type stitching, but the background is a little on the coppery beige side maybe. And if you look at the stitching on the side, it definitely looks more copper, but I'm going to try it anyways. And it is from Costco in Canada. And it is also 2.5 inch ribbon. And it's 50 yards, which is about 150 feet. So I only need 1 of those. So I have 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those. So I'm going to give these a try and see how they look. Okay, so I changed my mind about the ribbon. I'm only going with the 1 ribbon. It's the one from Costco. And what I am doing, I'm sort of doing my pinch and loop method. So if you check out my other Christmas tree decorating videos, you'll see that method. Except I'm adding in bows as I'm going along. So you can see I do a 4-loop bow, then I kind of just tuck, and I do have it pinched in there, but I kind of tucked it in a bit more rather than having it looping outwards. This is a 9-foot tree, so if you're wondering why the angle is weird, it's because it's a really tall tree. Okay, so I am going to show you what I am doing. Okay, so each row has been cut. So this is the start of my next row. I did a 4-loop bow. I came under the branches and tucked it in, pinched it here, and then tucked it in here. And now I'm going to make another bow for you right here. Okay, so just to show you one more time which ribbon I'm using, it's from Costco. I probably got it a couple years ago. It's the beigey one with the gold poinsettias in it. And I'm just going to throw that on the ground. It's 2.5 inches by 150 feet. So I don't mind cutting it because there's so much on there. Okay, so we pinched it in over here, and now we're coming over here. So we're going to need a pinched spot. So I just pinch it in here. I have a twist tie ready to go, and I use green twist ties because you don't notice them in the tree. And I literally just hold on to that with a finger. So I make a loop, and I'm making fairly big loops. Tuck it in, then I bring it back over to make the second loop. Then now I give it a twist. And just hold on to that and fold it. Fold it back over. Make another twist and get your last loop. So then I take my twist tie and I wrap it around, and I just kind of pull all of my loops together to make sure they're relatively the same size. Okay, and then I twist the bow up. Okay, so now we have our 4 loops. They're not fluffed or anything. I'll pull a little bit more of this out. So now I'm going to go into the tree where I want it. So what I'm doing is I am making the bows kind of like diagonally across from each other. No. So here I have a bow, I have a space, I have a bow. So I'm going to put a bow here. So it goes bow, space, bow. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Yeah. I have my helper back. Woohoo. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the tree, go into the back, deeper into the tree, and tie this on to a full size branch. And then I just pull my loops out, and here where the ribbon is, I just separate them so that you can get, same with this one here, I just give it a pull so they separate from each other, and then I just fluff it up. And I will go along and double check them all again later. Okay, so now I'm just gonna keep following, but what I'm doing is I'm kind of sticking the ribbon in a little deeper, maybe not like that, maybe more like this, and here, and then I'm pinching it, and I'm going inside the tree, into the back, finding a bendable branch, and I'm just pinching that in. So that just kind of pushing, pulling, just to kind of get the rather than making my regular loop, I'm pushing the ribbon into the tree. Okay, and then I'm gonna have another bow come in right here. Okay, so we got our pinch here. Now this is where we're coming. I'm looking to center the ribbon or the bow in between my two berry garlands and then center it between those two loops. So we're going to do another loop right here. I have my twist tie, so I'm going to pinch this together. I am going to make my loop. Need a little bit more ribbon. Okay, fold this one over. And this is, like I said, a 9-foot tree, so it's a fairly large tree. So I'm making rather large loops. Okay, so I twisted it because I want to get the good side back on top. Okay, and then I twist it again here. My ribbon is all twisted. Okay, and then, so then I just pull this back here, making a second loop there. So I've got everything pinched right here. Taking my twist tie once again and twisting it. So now I'm just going to pull these all up because like this one here looks way too big. So pull that one out a bit. Okay, and then twist it up. And then I'm gonna go deeper into the tree to find a thicker branch to attach it to. So there is a bendable one right here. So I'm going to wrap it around this branch. Just twisting it. Okay, then I'm going to go back here to my ribbon and I'm just going to kind of push that in. Pull apart here where the bow and the ribbon are. Just give it a separation. Fluff this up. And again here, just want to give it a little bit of a tug. Okay, so then as you can see, my ribbon is curling up on me. Okay, so just fluff up the bow a little. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to push it into the tree. And I'm going to find a spot like right here. And I'm going to just pinch that ribbon in place. And then I'm going to come here and I'm just going to cut a tail. And then I'm going to fold this over. So in order to do the nice ducktail, you want to start where the wire is and go down. Oop, didn't quite get it. There we go. So then now you get the ducktail, and then I just kind of give that a wrinkle so it can go wherever it wants. And then I will just start a whole new piece for the bottom. Okay, so I finished off the bottom strip and it actually didn't go all the way to the end because of the diagonal. We ran out of room there, so I just finished it off with a bit of a tail. And this, I gotta move my stool here. This is what it looks like so far. So now I'm going to start putting on my big ornaments, which I have this big container right here. I'm going to put those on next, and I'll just spin them around a little so you can see. I'm pretty sure I got these at Costco. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, so I'm going to add the big ones on right now. Okay, so I got those ones on, and I just want to show you that I have them, but I have them so that they're hanging. They're not like leaning on anything. Oh, except for this one. This one's kind of sitting, but it's sitting straight. Same with this one here. It's sitting straight. And then if you go look all the way to the very top, I've got another one of those large ones. So now I've got 6 more large balls that I'm going to stick inside the tree to give it some depth. Okay, so I have got 13 large ornaments on the tree, and I will just show you. See how that one is kind of tucked in a little? There's a red one there, right there, tucked in behind. You can see that big red one there. It's kind of tucked in. These balls will fill up a lot of space on your tree. You can see there's a red one in there. You can see it actually a little bit better in person, but okay, so what I'm going to do now is I have some pine branches. Probably hard to see that there. Oh, there's my helper cat. And I'm going to add these into my tree. And I am literally just going to shove them in like that, just to give the tree a little bit of a different look. All right, can you tell that I added them in? We'll move a little bit closer. So there you can see them. There, up there. I had 10 in total. I could have used another 10 because I didn't really get any in on the sides. But when you come in my door, this is what you see. Like, this is what you see when you come in the door or into the room. So I like it. I like the added branches. Okay, so I forgot about these. These are just picks. And what I do is where I've pinched the ribbon in is I cover that with something. So in this case, I'm covering it with these picks. So some of them are just in there. I had 9 of them. So you can see where they are. There, there's one up there. There's one way up at the top. Yeah, okay. So let's just take a look at what I have here. Okay, I'm gonna try and not shadow. So these ones here, they're clear with some gold stripes. I've had those forever. Those kind of goldish champagne colored stars I've had forever. You probably can't even see these. They are clear, long, teardrop, I guess, type ornaments. I've had those forever. These are brand new. Some gold stars. These are brand new. So these are velvet. So they're red velvet, burgundy velvet, and then silver and a very pretty shiny red, almost acorn-like tree. Acorn or pine cone. So those all came from Real Canadian Superstore, or what we call Superstore in Canada. And they're not huge. They're smaller sized balls. Okay, and then I've got these 2 packages here, which are from Michael's. And in this package, these kind of darker fake mercury glass, they're plastic, but they're fake mercury glass. They came in there. And then in that one there, this is another fake. because it's plastic, mercury glass look. And I am going to add a little bit of silver into my tree. And then I found these beaded ones. I thought they might go with my glittery glam look. And those ones I've had forever. I also have silver ones like these. So I'm going to start with those long ones, these long ones here, and then probably go with the little bit of gold. Then I'm going to add in the silver and then go from there. You can see there's some red and gold glitter balls. I really like these dark green ones too, but I'm not going to use those. And this was an as is or clearance, so these aren't really white. They're kind of yellowy. I think it's because they're old. Then shiny silver balls, I'm not going to use those. I'm not going to use these. These I'm actually repainting. And then there's just plain silver in there. So we'll see what I use when I start putting stuff on. That's the big thing. Oh, and I have two of these, two of these, two of these, and two of these. So I'm going to get started. Okay, so these are my tall, skinny glass ones. And I just want to make a note of a couple things. First of all, it has a string and it has a knot. Well, I always put the knot inside the tree around the branch so you don't notice it. But with my glass, these are glass, I take a steel hook and actually hook it into the tree. Okay, so it has to be hanging. It can't be sitting on anything. And then you can see here, I took the string and I actually went through this branch, hid the knot in there, and then I took it up here with the hook. So what I do is I pinch this part of the hook together, and then I take the top part of the hook up here and I pinch it really tight together. And that way, if the tree gets bumped, my glass ornaments aren't going to fall off. So it's like wiring them into your tree. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of them on and I'll show you I'll put the rest of the ornaments on and show you what it looks like. Okay, so you can see some of the ornaments here. The long skinny ones. That's the velvet one, that's the fake mercury. Those are the pine cone looking ones. There is the clear one, and then I added in a couple of these. They are, they're not clear and they're not white, but they're kind of a frosty, I guess, look to them. They look white on the camera, but they're not. Then I had found some red and champagne gold candy canes that I added. And then I found these in my stash. They're a burgundy with, it's a little bit darker than champagne gold, but because there's not a lot of it and it's such fine lines, that I thought those looked really good. Okay, and then another thing I did when I would step back and look at the tree, so where I placed these pine branches, it was pure green. There was like big spots of green. So I just grabbed a couple of these picks from Dollar Tree, and they come with 4 branches. So I split the branches in half and I stuck 2 inside the pine picks. So you can see there. I still need to get another one. I'm missing some still. Okay, and so I wanted to note that I've also put some of the smaller ones deeper in. So you can see up here, like that one's deeper in. if you look right here, you can see how the red one's a little deeper in. That really gives some depth to your tree. Okay, so I'm gonna step back here. Hopefully I don't trip over anything. Oh, I forgot. I added in these larger discs, but I didn't put them in flat to the tree. They are like sideways into the tree so that there's only a little bit showing. Here's another one up there. And I don't really have any at the front of the tree. They are all kind of towards the sides and just sticking out. You can see one is deep back in here. Like here you can really see the depth of the different ornaments. Oh, and my stepladder's still sitting there. So I finished my tree. I did put on a whole pile of ornaments and did a few different things. And I also added in it's a mesh ribbon actually. So if you can like pinch it together and it goes smaller, or pull it out and it goes big. So I cut it into probably about 2-foot pieces, and I have it going throughout the tree. And it really just added to the tree. It kind of finished it off. Sorry, a little bit wobbly here, trying to get around furniture. Let's see. So it's a 9-foot tree, so I'm trying to raise my arms up as high as I can so you can see the top. But yeah, I was kind of going for that glitter glam, but it turned out more traditional. And I love it. It looks nice. Yeah, it's gonna get a little darker over here probably, but yeah. So that's it. That is my tree for Christmas 2023.